I'm in Pittsburgh, everybody. Peace. I can't visit Pittsburgh without visiting my main man, Franco Harris. How you doing, brother? I had to come visit you again, man. You doing good? I see that they repositioned you at a different place. I was looking for you, so I hope you're doing good, man. You're a legend. I'm hanging out with Franco Harris. One of the most dramatic plays in NFL history is when Franco here, he did the immaculate reception against the Oakland Raiders in 1972. It lifted the Pittsburgh Steelers to their first playoff victory. I missed you. It's good seeing you again, my man.
The removal of unattended baggage in the terminal and unattended vehicles at the curbs.
Stevie again. So my girlfriend is running a little late picking me up, so I decided to vlog a little bit at the Pittsburgh International Airport. So this is something new I haven't seen. It's Arium Living Technology. Okay, you wouldn't want to drink that, but it says right here, Living Technology. Why is algae growing in the airport? The Arium is the first of its kind. It's an algae installation showcasing the latest in living technology from Algae Air. Living technology combines biology and engineering brought to life through elegant design. It solves problems caused by our modern built environment. So go get yours today. Your algae water today. Peters Township. And there's some nice patrons that used to work here or live here. Sorry. Explore the history of Peters Township. All this cool stuff. And here's the reading room. Let's take a look in here. And here's my aunt Choi. Just kidding, it's Pierre M. Lee. Isn't that crazy? There's a Korean woman representing hard. Pennsylvania Library Association Certificate of Merit, Pierre Lee. You know you're a rich Korean when your name is Pierre. 안녕하세요. 잘 있으세요. Let's see what's up with Pierre. The Pennsylvania Library Association is happy to present a 2007 Certificate of Merit to Pierre Lee, serving the residents of... Wow, she's serving them. Korean lady serving them hard, huh? Wow. There's that. And then we're gonna go over here. So here. Right here you could oh, there's like CDs. It's like Amoeba in here. You could check these out. The King and I bet you could find some dope samples in here. Yeah, like I said, Dizzy Gillespie, all kinds of stuff. Herbie Hancock. This is the library here in Township. There's study rooms here. I'm gonna go ahead and just give me a second. Right here. We could check out stuff like this. It's another study room. Yeah. Health and wellness. This is probably one of the nicest public libraries I've ever been to, even though I haven't been to the library in a minute. Dedicated with love by friends and family, David Austin. I gotta show you these, like these historical pictures here. I mean, look at that. That's the history of here in Pennsylvania. I bet you there's an Asian guy cutting meat in the back of this deli, huh? And this is it right here. McDowell Farm. McConaughey's General Store. Jones Road during 1956 flood. This is all pen. Look at this. This is like The Shining. Where's Jack Nicholson in this motherfucker? Look, so row. We're in Pennsylvania, hell. Look at this. Joseph McMurray. This is 1915. He would have ran my ass over, huh? Here we go. We go here. Then we got a little bit more history here. Right there. Look at that. Oh, I gotta get this. This is crazy. Thompson School, 1907. This is crazy.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, welcome.
This is Steven.
Go ahead.
This is Stephen Lee. His new album just came out on Halloween. That was yesterday.
Yeah.
And he wants to answer some questions. for
Yeah,
you.
so the album was called Quangou, Puer, Aeternus, and I want to clarify this first because I wanted to make it not sound professional, kind of like, and I use this analogy like Daniel Johnston in his garage with 2 tape decks in Oregon. So and then I use another analogy on Response, like I'm like more like a thrift shop like Goodwill, and like versus a department store, which kind of symbolizes like Pro Tools and the professional, sonically sound.
Shut the fuck.
Album.
You did not.
But you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so let's
So
go
you're
with
not signed with Sony.
No, well, not at all. This is very, very ground roots or whatever.
All right. So let's get to the first question.
Yeah.
The album shows a lot of self-reflection. Do you feel like you've released some negative emotions?
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff in there where, I mean, it's up for interpretation, but it's like, I don't know, just stuff, that...
Things that have happened.
Yeah, things that have happened that I just kind of had to put, pen to paper and just, I think it's a healthy way to release that type of stuff,
For sure. Where would you rank this album among your others? That's a good one.
Yeah. I don't know, that's hard to say right now because each one I like differently.
Right.
But I don't know, I think I definitely put a lot more care into this one, and I think that it's it's the same as everything that I've done, like the style and like the aesthetic of it, but it's more melodic.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Did we skip I think we skipped a few. If you go to
I'm gonna go randomly.
Yeah.
Ooh. What was the hardest song to finish on the album and why?
The last one, because
And what's that called?
Sleep Me Alone, because it was the last one. Remember, I had a stretch where I started off strong.
Yeah, I remember.
Like, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do a music project, and I got like maybe 4 or 5 songs done in a row. And then like, I don't know, I just lost kind of steam. And I'm like, oh, and then, because of podcasting and this and that, or editing my own shit. And then I'm like, and it took me a while. I'm like, because people kept, asking me, hey, you almost done? And I'm like, yeah. And for the longest time, I'm like, I'm on my last 1 or 2 songs. But yeah, Sleep Me Alone. But the thing is, with Sleep Me Alone, that was a mistake. I was actually working in a whole different beat on my sampler, and I was forcing it, and it wasn't like happening. And I'm like, fuck. It was more of like, just like bars, just like, oh, bar, bar, bar. And then I had another beat. I was looking for a sample for the one I wanted to work with, and it didn't match, and I wanted to match this beat, and I had another loop break just with the keyboard. I had a drum beat that I did with my keyboard, and it matched perfectly this sample, that the main sample in Sleep Me Alone matched perfectly with the beat, and I'm like, wait a minute, maybe it's the universe saying, don't work on the thing you're like, you know, working for. Maybe it's like a sign that this, hey, look, it's presenting something else here. You should work on, you know what I mean? And it came out, and you said you liked that beat. It was like really melodic.
I love that
man,
one.
yeah. When we were going to Goodwill the other day. But yeah, that was a good question.
Who inspires you?
As far, I mean, I take inspirations for. I'm more of a '90s.
Who do you feel like you were inspired while making this album by? Like, what
It's
are
hard to
some?
say because I like so many different types. Like, you know,
Is
like.
there anything you've listened to during the making?
No, I
of
don't
it?
listen to anything because I don't want it to distract me from what I'm doing, you know? But
Right.
as far as like an overall kind of like palette of, you know, artists, like I guess you would say maybe a combination of like Daniel Johnston, Beastie Boys meets the Boogie Monsters or something.
Gotcha.
Or some, you know.
Hmm.
But you know, I like different types of. I'm like really specific as far as like even '80s stuff I like.
Yeah, you like a
Like
lot
yeah,
of
yeah,
things.
like Depeche Mode, the Thompson Twins, and REM and stuff like that.
So, is there anything specific that you do to immerse yourself into a beat to come up with
That's a good
lyrics?
question. That's the first thing I do is, and that's what takes me the longest. Well, writing and they're both equal to me, but I first work on the beat, and every single beat I do is through. It's not intentional. It's like I do everything that I make is just by accident. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Because it's like with this, like with the last three projects, they're so sample driven that, you know. Oh, Bill, that's not true with this album. Like with almost Jige, I actually played because I have a keyboard there. Remember the one that I bought at the Goodwill out there, and I laced
In
some.
Arizona.
Yeah, in Arizona, where I laced some of my own keys over the sample. But what was the question again?
Is there anything specific you do to immerse yourself in the
I make I find the beat pattern first, the break, and I usually loop it. And I don't really spend a lot of time on like you know the beat, like the intricacies in the break beat. Like if I loop it good and I might add another layer on it, but if it's a good loop, I'm okay with it. Yeah.
So
So it's mostly just the beat first, the break beat, and then I find stuff to layer over it, and then
Right.
all of that's accidental. It's not like
right, not
purposeful
intentional.
or anything. Yeah, it's just by accident. Yeah,
Gotcha.
that I find this stuff.
So,
That's a good question.
well, could you walk us through your process of finding or making a beat, or like
Oh,
finding?
not here because I'm in
No, I
Pittsburgh.
mean finding a sample.
What was that?
What's your process for starting a beat?
Like I said, I find the break beat first, and then I find other things to layer to layer over it.
Okay.
Yeah.
How are you feeling now that your album is completed?
I don't know. Now I'm like being like a lot like really
I
self-critical
know.
because I'm like, oh, I should have like done that verse over. I didn't say that word clearly because I don't know. I felt
You're
like
Virgo.
yeah, I'm like yeah, I'm like I'm nitpicking on like
That's who
everything.
you are.
Yeah, but I'm proud of it. I feel like because I've held on for it so long, like because a lot of those songs I've completed. It's been months
Right.
since the completion. So
Oh, yeah.
I'm like I guess I overthink and I over listen to it. I critique it so much.
Right.
So like at this point, I'm just happy because remember, can I tell them what happened the other day? Like that, how we ended up at
Oh,
that
yeah.
library. Like it was supposed to be released on Halloween, and I'm like, oh well, if it's not midnight here, it'll be.
'Cause we're in Pennsylvania.
It'll be Pacific Standard Time at midnight, and then the next day, none of it was uploaded. So I started panicking, and that's when we went to the public library.
Cause I've got a
Well,
library
you'll see some of
card.
the vlog, yeah, and, yeah.
Are you thinking about making any physical copies?
Mm-hmm. I want to do when I get back. I want to hit up maybe like Koreatown Oddities company, the Strictly Cassette company, and I'll ask if maybe he could put out the tape. And then as far as vinyl, I do, but I just there's a guy that reached out to me. I'll reach out to him again. That he said he put it out, but Yeah, it's all a process. I'm just want to do the digital release first, and then yeah, I definitely want to do cassette tapes.
So
And maybe a shirt or
speaking of
something.
digital release, are you uploading it to any streaming?
Yeah, like Spotify. Yeah, eventually. I'll probably keep it on here for a couple weeks, and then.
Just a question from the audience.
I know, but through distro, because I'm through. I have a thing through DistroKid that will disperse it onto the other platforms.
So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, yeah,
Being
so
added to streaming platforms.
Yeah. The reason why I like Bandcamp because it's like they're really about like supporting the artists and stuff. So
Right.
it's like I know that the people that really support it, I could visibly see like, oh, this person bought it, but with opposed to the other thing, I don't know who's streaming it, and I don't know anything, you know. But
Yeah.
that was a good question.
There are a lot of changes that just happened with Bandcamp as well. So.
Yeah, I know.
Let's see. Oh, what inspired the album cover?
Oh, I was with you, and then we were doing. I was FaceTiming you, and I go, let's, because it's something we like to do. Like we like watching stuff. I'm like, let's do art together. And then you're doing your thing, and I'm like, oh, I should just try to, at least do a.
Can I tell you a secret?
Yeah.
So we were FaceTiming and I was like away from the phone and I was sweeping the floor and you thought I was painting something and you're like, ooh, you're getting creative. I'm gonna get creative too. I think I'm gonna do my album cover.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, well, that's how I ended up getting that cover done. Is I was just.
I was kind of fibbing.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I did it because then you finished it.
I finished it in one go, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't. And that again, there was no plan in that.
Yeah.
The whole thing was not planned or by any means. I started. Oh, you know how I started? I wanted to draw a Peter Pan character.
Right.
And then I looked at him like, oh, he kind of looks Asian, and so I just like made his eyes a little slanty.
Yeah.
And I'm like, his hair kind of looks like my haircut right now.
It's just
and so and then it started with that. Then I drew the turtle, then the eel, and then the mole, and then it just kind of branched out. Yeah.
It was funny because you were like, yeah, we're
So
doing
that wasn't
art
planned,
together.
it just happened. Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. All right, let's see. Do you have any footage of yourself making the album?
No, I don't. I should have.
Okay.
I might. I don't know on my iPhone. I don't know.
Could I use your music for my independent
Absolutely.
short
Hit
film?
me up. Just credit me, dude.
Please teach us how to tell stories with a bunch of rhymes. Describe your writing process.
I don't know. This one was weird. I wanted to. I don't even think of. I know I like. There's a certain structure. Like, I try to do like proper song structure, but sometimes I want to be melodic, you know, on this one, but I don't really know what I'm doing a lot of the times, and I don't know, it just comes to me.
Okay.
As far as, I just wanted to, sonically, as far as like melodically, I wanted to, whatever the beat is, I want to like, with my tone, I want to like kind of like match what the beat's telling me to do, like harmonically or in a melodic sense, and then other than that, I'll think of an idea and I'll be like, oh, maybe I could write about, like with Sleep Me Alone, or like the Elvis song about DMT, about like the machine elves, like
oh god,
talking to
I
me,
remember that.
you know, in my mind. I'm like, you know, I'm like, I don't know, for some reason it made me want to write about that. So everything's unorthodox. I have no structure. It's just like,
you also get into these moods where like, well, since we live far away from each other, you'll like get into these little things, like randomly you'll start watching DMT videos like for a week straight, and
like,
then that'll inspire
because
something.
I've watched like Terrence McKenna videos. He talks about the machine elves, and then I've
it's like
and then in my mind I'm like thinking like, are they communicating with me, wanting me to, because you know, because it reminds me of, you know, like I like to document my dreams and stuff, and so sometimes I'll like dream about a certain thing and be like, wow, maybe I should write about that, or I don't know.
So maybe just write things that are important to you?
I think it has to like be, because I'll lose interest if it's not personal or something that's like, or like the subject
that you're
matter's
super into.
Not really that interesting, then I'll like lose focus.
Right.
But if it's something like like the sleep me alone thing, that I could write a whole song about that because I've dealt with, and like my sleeping habits have been so unorthodox and vampire.
Right. So you're saying
like,
write about what you know.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, I could write about that more easily,
Right.
Yeah.
Are you thinking about any live performances?
I want to. I have to memorize material, but I haven't performed in a while, like music. I want to.
But you would love to eventually.
I would love to, yeah.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Any inspiration from old school hip hop?
Absolutely. I mean, most of my influences are from like, I guess the early '90s, Beastie Boys, Cypress Hill, Far Side, all that stuff.
Was Almost Jjigae tough to write, or was it
that
therapeutic?
was probably the toughest song. Yeah, that's the toughest song because it's like, in a way, it's like I felt kind of bad writing it because on Ode to My Pops is like because I was dealing with the loss of my father, and I'm like, in homage to him, but then it's like, well, what about my mom? It's like she's dealt with a lot of stuff, and it's like, and like, because we went to visit her a few times, and it's like, she's like dealt with it in her own way. Like her life path hasn't been easy as far as like, dude, the last over 10 years of her life, she was basically like in-house nurse, and
Right.
even like the past domestic abuse and stuff, like even towards the end of his life, my dad would like act out, but he would be in the wheelchair, like one time he was like hitting himself with like a remote control, and then my mom, like, it was like a very like profound thing she said, because she was like, you can't hurt me anymore, and I'm like, wow,
Right.
that's really powerful.
And she's really become her own.
Yeah, and she's become her own entity, but it's like, I don't know, that beat, because you actually told me about like that sample I found, like I forgot the name of the French, or
Vashti Bunyan.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, like I don't know how you found that, but then when you played that for me, I'm like, oh, I could probably like chop this up, and then that's the song where Almost Jjigae is. I went back and I had my laptop, but I didn't have anything like my RCAs, and I just played it live, like with the outside speaker of the Goodwill keyboard.
Right.
And I was hoping that maybe the GarageBand could pick it up, And so, yeah, and then I didn't use a mic for this project, so I know there's that. Yeah, so there was no mic. I was singing and
Was it
rapping
therapeutic at all, though? Or listening to
Yeah. And then, like, I know it's only been a day since the project's been released, but I've gotten, like, from the people close to me, I've gotten the most reaction from that, like like as far as an emotional response.
Oh yeah.
Is that what I'm like? Okay, well.
I bawled.
Yeah, you were crying your eyes out. Yeah,
bawled.
and then shout out to Off the Grid Ryan. He said that he just cried listening to it.
My mom cried.
Oh, did she listen to it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you didn't tell me that.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, we love her. We love Gina.
Yeah.
Are there any metaphors in the stories that you're telling? Like, are they really about something else?
I don't know. I mean, that's up for the listener if they want to come up with their own thing. I mean, that's the beauty of music. But like a lot of my stuff is kind of like deliberate,
Oh yeah.
Oh, I did. People haven't referenced this yet, but on that Raymond versus the Mothership, the last verse he says, I reference a lot of like sci-fi movies. Like I referenced They Live and Close Encounters and the Twilight Zone episode. So I like crammed a bunch of metaphors into Little Ray's. Oh, I mean, Little Ray did that. Little Ray referenced a lot of sci-fi references.
How is he, by the way?
He's doing okay. He still wants to know how the sales are, and he wants his cut, but we'll deal with that once that stuff gets into my PayPal.
So, do you ever deal with writer's block?
Yeah, and that's when I walk away and do something else, because I don't like sitting there and be like, like, and I know you don't like this, but sometimes when I put on the video game and I walk away from the music, it's like a reset button, and I'm like, when I come back to it, it's like those word puzzles we work on. Like sometimes I'll sit there forever and look at the letters and I'll be like, and then I'll take a shower or do something else and come back to it, and then it's just like, oh, boom, and then I'll just like, I could just solve it, you know.
Right.
So I
Just
think
to correct the record, I don't care about video games as long as they're.
no, but I'm saying the Warzone, it does help. Like if
As long as
if
they
I'm
don't
trying to write a
harm.
song and I'm like, fuck, it's not coming to me, and then
I also love
and I
video
do
games.
something else, and then I come back to it. I'm like, oh, okay. I
Totally.
wait for it sometimes.
I
you
know,
know?
I'm the same way.
Yeah,
with
I can't. That's the thing with this one. I didn't
Can't
like force
force it.
anything.
Yeah.
I didn't. I like literally like if I wasn't feeling it, because before I would like I was so stubborn. I would sit there until
Well,
it came.
that's how you are with everything else.
Yeah, but then with this project, I'm like, okay, it's not there, and I
Yeah.
would walk away, or I'd get something to eat, or play a video game, come back, and then you know,
Right.
or I'd wait a couple days, maybe 2 or 3 days.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry, let me make sure that.
So the album is called Quangou, Puer, Aeternus. It's on my Bandcamp right now, so go to STEEBEE'S.bandcamp.com. This is actually pretty cool, like, because it's like I get, you know,
Yeah.
there's quite, I don't have a chance to really talk in depth about the process. Or,
What's your favorite song on the album?
I can't even say.
Really?
I really can't. Yeah, I can't.
Okay. Well, I guess that's it.
Yeah, well, thanks for whoever checked it out. Thank you so much for checking out the project. I mean, like I said, sonically, it could have been like more Pro Tooled out, but that's not my style. My style is more vintage.
What he's saying is haters gonna hate.
Check it out right now. Go to StevieWeebieBandcamp.com and stay tuned for the physical stuff. That's gonna be a process.
Oh, and we're
So-
thinking about doing like some hand painted T-shirts. I'm trying to talk Steve into doing a little.
Look, I'm open for anything right now. I just want something.
Would you
know?
guys be interested in buying a piece of Steve's original
You know what I
artwork?
might want? Like, because there's some artists that may, like, maybe we could have them submit some stuff too.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
You know, like, and then, like, for, like, maybe for individual songs, like, oh, like, for Scared Turtle. Like, you know what I mean? And someone, you know, and that
Yeah,
could
we're
be
gonna
just
have to
a shirt.
brainstorm.
Yeah, I just thought of that.
Send in your Puer Aeternus inspired artwork.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
All right.
All right, cool. Thanks, y'all.
Thanks, yeah.
Hiding in the crevices, in the coral premises, in my Neverland like Peter Pan, checking messages. It's the way that you grow when you let them go on the edge of plateaus when they push you fall so low. I'm a silhouette that you'll forget a shadow in the dark. I'm a millisecond part of deck that shuffle with the cards. I'm a vortice to heart like a monk upon the ledge, and I'm trying to do my part before departing from the edge. A shark is at a mark is their remarks about my underwear. Anything we say or do will be demolished like a chair. Tear 'em down and wear 'em. Black turns to gray, another hair changes shade to rainy clouds. I'm proud of what you did. Allowed me to fly an eagle away from nest. You're done. I heard my cattle cry, so I woke up Peggy Sue. Walked out into the herd and they mutilated too with laser type precision without a drop of blood. So I grabbed my full revolver, I'ma holler up a machine elf is talking about the details.